Hi everyone, it's John, and I come to you today not with a lesson, but with a request for help and an ask from me to you for you to help me to end child sex trafficking. And I'm going to talk today about how you can help me. So back in the spring, I got connected with a new friend. His name's John, and he and his wife help run a ministry known as SWAT Ministries. And they are in 7 countries. They partner with 5 different organizations, and their mission is simple. They want to end sex trafficking, particularly child sex trafficking, all over the world. Now, they are stationed, they're based here in the States out of Virginia, but right now they are in the very north part of Thailand, in Chiang Rai in Thailand. And if you know anything about the world in which we live, children, very young children in Thailand are routinely sold into sex slavery, and people come from all over the world, utterly despicable people, to rape those children. That's what that is. There's no such thing as a child prostitute. Adults pay to rape children. And it's ridiculously common there, and not just there. They work in 7 countries, including India and Laos and the Dominican Republic and the Philippines, here in the United States. And they have asked me to come and help them to kind of cross-train. They're good trainers already, and they go and train organizations, their partner organizations, in empty-handed skills, because in most of these places they can't carry firearms or even any tools sometimes. And so they go in and teach. And they've asked me to come and help them by bringing some cross-training, some outside blood, some different way to be. And you might say, well, why'd they ask you, John? Well, I mean, I got 12 years of martial arts experience, a first-degree black belt. I teach all the time, and I train with my hands a lot. And they like that, and they also like the fact that my worldview matches up with them. This is a Christian ministry, and so what they do in the name of Jesus. And I recognize that some of my fans are not Jesus followers. Some of you are, and if you are, I just encourage you. This is a ministry that I think glorifies the Lord. If you're not, I still think this is a moral good. However it's done, yes, in the name of Jesus, and it's done to get kids out of sex trafficking. So here's what we did. We booked a trip out there for September, and I am taking me and 2 other people. So my wife Laura is going as my camera person. She is going to be our videographer and our interviewer and all those kind of things. And I'm also taking a good friend of mine, and her name is Candace Stump. And Candace is just a certifiably bad chick, man. She's an amazing lady, first of all, incredibly kind and gracious. She's a mother of 2, she's a wife. She's a 20-year martial artist, 15 years of that in jiu-jitsu. She's won something like 17 gold medals, 4-time US Open champion. I have rolled with Candace, and I outweigh her by 100 pounds, and I just spend all my time trying to hope that she doesn't tap me and nap me repeatedly, okay? She's the nicest person who's ever made me take a nap. So she's going for that jiu-jitsu aspect. I'm going for my background in umas, which is a derivative of kempo, which is from out of contact into a contact stages where I'll focus, and then we'll transition over with Candace. And Candace is there as well, and I'm really grateful that she's coming, because in the Thai culture, some women won't train with men. They won't put hands on with men and do martial arts training, so having Candace there is valuable for that as well. So we're going over there for 5 days, and we are going to train their trainers to then help them with their empty-handed skills that they can go and train all the organizations that they work with, and help them to help get their workers to be more effective and have less personal danger while they rescue kids out of sex trafficking. SWAT also goes into villages and teaches self-defense to not only the kids that they have rescued out of sex trafficking, but kids in general. They empower young girls with self-defense training, and young boys to be defenders of their girls and not allow them to be taken into sex trafficking, and of course mostly the girls to not be taken. And so it's just an incredibly valuable time. So here is my ask. Here's what I'm asking you to help me with. When John called me, he asked me, hey John, what would it cost to have us bring you out for a week of training? We want to do 5 days of training. What would that cost to have you come out and work with us on the mats for 5 days? Here's the reality. I can't charge for that. There's no way Jesus would let me sleep. To do moral good like that in a ministry environment, I said, I can't take a paycheck for it. There's just no way that I can do that. And so we booked tickets to come out, and we got them super cheap. We're flying out of Los Angeles to Bangkok, and then from Bangkok up to Chiang Rai. And we got those seats for like $850 a person. So that's like $2,500 worth of plane tickets that we bought. And the SWAT Ministries is going to let us sleep. We're sleeping on their mats. We're going to eat, the same food they're eating off their table. So we're keeping costs super duper low. But here's my hope and my goal, and here's why I'm coming to you today. My hope and goal, we have right now one major corporate sponsor. The wonderful folks at HK I have to do a little bit of work on this, but have agreed to let me raffle off a P30 for funds to help us go. But that's not going to do it. And here's what I want to do. I want to bless SWAT Ministries. I don't want to be a burden on them. They offered to pay for Laura and my tickets, but I don't want to do that. I think that the Asp Nation, if we add up, everybody on the main channel is 950,000 subscribers right now. The Facebook page, 284,000 subscribers right now. Extra channel has another 47,000 subscribers right now. You add all that up, and it is over 1.2 million people now. Clearly some overlap there, but well north of 1 million people. And here's my goal out of that. If we can get less than 1%, 1/10 of 1% to donate $1, that will let us hit the goal of $10,000 to not only pay our costs to go over, which I think by the time we get everything done, will be somewhere around $3,500. You know how you got to get all the stuff. You got to pay for the rental cars and all those things, and eat food on the way there and back, and it's going to be a little bit longer trip and this and that. And then I want to everything else that's there will be donated to the ministry. I'm not taking a penny of it. We're not taking any salary. Candace is going for nothing. She's willing to donate any money that she was going to be given as an honorarium. And so we just want to bless the ministry. So here's my ask for you. I know a ton of people aren't going to help, and they see this stuff and they go, pass, I got other things to do with my money, or I'd love to help, but I'm broke. I totally get it. But if you could even think about hitting that donation. I've set up a GoFundMe, their EIN. It's even going to a nonprofit. So since it's going to a nonprofit through the GoFundMe, you will get an ability to write off donations. And so could you spare $10, $20? God forbid, if the Lord leads you $100 for us to give them $10,000. I would even love to blow $10,000 out of the water and cover the costs and then bless them, because what they're really doing right now is saving for the hope of actually building an orphanage there. Because right now, when they rescue those children out, they have to work with the local orphanages to try to find a place for these kids. And of course, that's very difficult. So if they had one place that's a safe place of their own, then they would build that and bless those children. It's very expensive for them to do that. So help me, would you please? I'm donating my time. HK is helping us by donating a gun for us to raffle off. We are going to go. I'm asking other sponsors. I mean, I haven't gotten anybody to commit yet, but why wouldn't you want your company associated with rescuing kids out of sex trafficking? Of course, we're going to make a whole bunch of videos while we're there. We're going to teach a bunch of empty-handed skills, and I'm going to use that empty-handed skills to help you, right? To bring those to the extra channel, probably mostly some to Facebook as well, and Instagram, stuff like that. So please, do me a favor, would you hit the link, hit the GoFundMe, and please help us out. Again, I'm not keeping any of that. That's going all to SWAT Ministries and to pay for this trip, which we are trying to keep expenses to an absolute minimum. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being a part of Asp Nation, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what the Lord does with this.